Hi folks, it's Christine and I'm over here at the San Marino Motor Classic, and we are looking at a very unusual car to see in the US. This is a car that my dad designed for Toyota when he was with Car Ctr, and this car, believe it or not, is the car that Gordon Murray credits for giving him the idea for the F1 door going up. As you can see, it is a gull-wing sort of door. The Toyota Sera. How the heroic was inspired by the humble. The humble Sera is getting noticed lately due to its interesting impact on car design. While fighter jets have long influenced sports cars, the glass canopy of this economic little Tercel-based car is probably more similar to such a cockpit than most exotic supercars of its era. The Mclaren F1's designer, Gordon Murray, in his book explained that this diminutive, exclusively Japanese-delivered car's doors were the inspiration for his F1 door design. The Sera design originated in Southern California's Car Ctr design studio at the hand of Stewart Reed in the 80s and was produced from around 1990 to 1995. Here's a quick summary of Sera specs and backstory. Then Dave Kunz and Ed Justice Jr. talk with Stewart Reed, chair of Art Ctr's Transportation Design Department for the last 18 years. And as the car's designer speaks a bit about its behind-the-scenes details as he presented it at Art Ctr College of Design's Cars and Their Designers presentation. He was first on stage as the chair of Transportation Design Department at this first or oldest car design program in the world. And full disclosure, he's also my dad.
Yes, parking lot friendly.
The Toyota Sera model designation EXY10 is a 3-door 2+2 hatchback coupe manufactured and sold by Toyota from 1990 to 1995 or 6, officially only in Japan. It debuted in 1988 as the Toyota AXV2 concept car in a near production-ready form and is noted for its mostly glass roof canopy and its gull-wing or butterfly doors, which tilt up and forward when open. Just a year later, at the 1989 Tokyo Motor Show, the production version Sera was presented. The distinctive glass roof or bubble canopy provides a clear and wide-open view, much like a fighter jet. Released in a single-engine configuration and body, Toyota marketed 3 trim versions as 3 phases exclusively in Japanese Toyota retail sales channels. A total of 15,941 were built between February 1990 and December 1995. 15,852 units were registered in Japan. Approximately 30 pre-production cars were used for development purposes. The Sera came with the 1.5-liter inline-4 gas engine, the largest capacity version of Toyota's E-series of engines included in the Tercel, Paseo, and Starlet. It produced about 104 horsepower and about 97 pound-feet of torque. This was installed in a front-mount, front-wheel drive transverse configuration with electronic fuel injection. All versions came with the power-assisted rack and pinion steering and either 4-speed automatic or 5-speed manual transmission. The brakes were vented discs at the front and drums at the rear, unless fitted with the optional anti-lock braking system, which had vented discs all around. Mechanically, the car is related to the Tercel, sharing similar floor plans, suspension, steering, and brakes. Monocoque steel construction. The Sera's butterfly doors are hinged at the top of the windscreen and bottom of the A-pillar and open forward and up in a manner similar to the Mclaren F1 and Celine S7. The Mclaren F1 designer Gordon Murray cited the Sera as the inspiration of the F1's door arrangement. The weight of each door is primarily supported by a thick gas strut and counterbalanced by a smaller secondary strut inside the door. Unlike conventional hinged side-opening doors, the butterfly doors can be opened fully in a fairly confined space, requiring only 17 inches of lateral clearance. The Sera features windows that curve upward into the glass roof section of the vehicle. The rear hatch is constructed of a single piece of glass without a supporting steel frame. This, in combination with a steeply sloping front windscreen and glass upper door roof panels, including a total of 6 separate glass pieces overall, gives the Sera its distinctive canopy and provides expansive visibility. To mitigate its high solar load, air conditioning and twin removable interior roof panels are standard. Interior features front bucket seats, 3-point seat belts that can tilt and slide forward to give access to the rear. The rear bench seat features a fixed central armrest and either 2 or 3-point seat belts until the last phase, the third phase. The rear seats fold down, and both the parcel shelf and the rear divider panel, usually in place behind the back seats, can be completely removed, in essence turning the entire rear half of the car into a cargo area, providing a very large volume of open space for its size. The space-saving spare tire and changing kit are contained in a small compartment below the trunk floor. It was one of the very first cars to feature projector headlights. Toyota produced the Sera in 3 distinct trim variants or phases, with either manual or automatic transmission, standard or ABS brakes, and regular stereo or Super Live sound system, SLSS, forming the 3 major choices for buyers. There were also a large number of additional factory options available across the entire production run. Phase 1 was about March 1990 to May 1991, or about 14 months. This initial build and the majority of the Sera's total production of around 12,000 of the 15,852 or so cars produced featured 6 different exterior colors: a greenish yellow, medium blue, light teal, a wine red, dark gray, and a silver. Phase 2 was about May 1991 to June 1992, or about 13 months, and included the production of about 2,300 cars. And this second trim really mainly was a different interior color and material and a screw-on filler cap. Not a huge difference. Phase 3 included a variety of safety changes for the most part, and about 1,550 cars were produced between June 1992 and December 1995, or about 42 months or 3.5 years. This final version included mechanical updates to the engine and a secondary seat fabric color, but otherwise they were all safety-oriented changes, with airbags becoming standard with ABS, a 3-point belt all around for all 4 places, door reinforcement, which made it heavier, which required additional lift struts, and a higher level brake light addition integrated into the spoiler.
And car approaching, Stewart. Wow, this is the Toyota Sera. I think I'm saying that right. Are you gonna come up here, or are you gonna stay there? What are you gonna do? I know it's
Actually, Dave, he told me a long time. I said Sera too one time.
Sera?
It's Sera, like K Sera, Sera.
Okay, gotcha.
I would have never known that if I had not been corrected one time.
So this has a lot of things in common with some design legends, and a friend of mine was letting me look at a very cool book, and it's about the Mclaren F1 and Gordon Murray and the whole story of it. And there's actually a page that shows the Toyota Sera that Stewart designed when he was at Calty. He didn't think this was going to be a production vehicle, and they ended up making a relatively small number of them, only sold in Japan. If you notice, it's right-hand drive. And the design for the door, it's very distinct. It's not a gull wing, and it's not one of those scissor doors, and it's not a conventional door, certainly. This influenced the doors that ended up in the McLaren F1, didn't they?
It did. Yeah, Gordon actually put it in the book about the F1. It's great. Because they were trying to figure out how to get the driver into the center of the F1, so the door had to go into the roof a lot, but a conventional gull wing would still be in the way. So I mean, it was a good solution. But the design brief for this that I got at Calty was it was to use very humble Toyota Tercel mechanicals, little 1.5 liter front-wheel drive drivetrain, but to be a very expressive small coupe with some innovative features. That was the idea. And the real story behind this is that Toyota was working on developing a brand new industrial process for metal forming. And can't say much about it except hydraulics were involved. And so they didn't want to take a mainstream program, you know, something like the Toyota Camry.
In other words, yeah, they don't want to say, hey, let's do this on 400,000 Camrys.
Right, and risk the program. So they had a small manufacturing center near Tokyo that crafted these cars, and they made them, I believe, from '89 till '94, about a 5-year run, and they only made 5,000 a year. only for the Japan market.
And just so people know, this is not a car out of a museum that was borrowed. This is your car.
Yeah, Nancy and I imported this from Japan about 7 years ago. So it's really fun to drive. You know, it's just a neat little car. So thank you.
And
Yeah, Stewart, though, I want to, when you talk about the forming of the body, I have a question. So I see a seam maybe in the sill here. Is that whole rear section one piece, or where is it? How'd that work?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were looking for alternative ways to form metal without using conventional stamping. And so there's some real tricks in it. I think there are some seams lurking in this that have been joined and finished, but
and how much is that? You know, you as a designer, it's like, hey, here's what a car would look like. It's really cool, and you draw something, and then someone in engineering says, we can't possibly make that. So that's one of the things you learn as a car designer.
Yeah, but I mean, there was some real courage on Toyota's part to manufacture this even in low volumes. I mean, to do the things they did with the glass and yeah, and so you know, this was a 1990, and it's actually the same color as the concept model that I took to Japan, silver blue. So we're real happy to have it. So.
Yeah. Now, why did you pick this color? Because I'm always interested in you guys as designers, and because I know silver's like it's you know, it's like the default color for design, and this color's a little bit different, obviously.
In the design studios, we love silver because it's sort of this wonderful thing that models the surface and shows contour the best. And you know, like all the studios in Southern California, you take a silver model out, particularly in low morning light or evening light. It's spectacular, you know, understanding the forms. But this color is because the concept model that I took from Calty to Japan was this color. So that's why I got.
You know, us like silver. Apparently, attorneys in Century City, when they make junior partner, they have to get their BMW in silver. It's like a rule, I think. Well, Stewart, thanks for bringing it up. This is very, very cool, and it's got a relationship with the McLaren F1, which I should have bought one of those when they were new. I thought about it. Apparently, that would have been a good investment, the McLaren F1.
Like one of the best investments,
Yeah,
right?
No kidding.
Yeah, seriously.
There goes.
Other than Fangio's 250 Grand Prix car that was